Dr. Notley here, Winnipeg chiropractor and athletic therapist. Today I'm going to talk about the kettlebell swing. Well, three different variations of the kettlebell swing. Often online you see a lot of camps saying this method is wrong, this method is wrong, this method is wrong. And I want to discuss each of those methods because I don't think any of them are wrong. My criteria is, will it cause injury? Can I do this with higher loads safely? Does it stress my joints? Does it stress my spine? And can I do this into my 80s? In essence, I'm looking at safety. So there's three different styles. I was brought up with a hardstyle kettlebell swing. There is also a competitive kettlebell swing, and there's also probably the most vilified of all the swings is the squat style. Now, because I was brought up with the kettlebell swing, the hardstyle, I'm a little bit more familiar with it. I'm not as familiar with the competitive style, but we'll go through it. So the hardstyle kettlebell swing is typically a fast, hard, short-lived, short bursting type of exercise. We're bending at our hips, and most of the movement's coming from the hip. Snapping, snapping, snapping. Arms are kept straight. Leg is relatively straight. Most of the emphasis is on the back side. That puts a lot of stress and strain on the back side. The longer lever means that there's more forces required by our body to propel the weight up. So it's a more forceful type of activity. You're going to fatigue faster, but you're going to have a good training effect on the backside. What we know about the kettlebell swing is that for people who have lower back pain, disc-like lower back pain, it might actually be a benefit because it actually does the opposite to that of a deadlift on the spine. So for somebody who might not be able to deadlift, they may be able to do a swing. The competitive kettlebell swing is used because it transitions us into a snatch. It's more of a fluid type movement, not so rigid, not so powerful type movements, because what we want to do is we want to be able to do an activity for an extended period of time like that in the sport. Because typically the sport will do, for example, a clean and jerk, or they'll do a snatch, and they're doing it for about 10 minutes. So we see a little bit more knee motion that's involved, and we also see that the elbow stays bent. Shorter lever, less energy is required to propel the weight up. So as we do it, and you'll also notice that I'm using one hand, and that's because the sport traditionally, and all the sports, they use one hand on the kettlebell. As we load it back and we're bending back, we're using the backside, but as the bell comes forward, we're squatting a little bit and we're propelling the weight up. And what that does is it translates the motion horizontally to vertically, so the weight can get ultimately up overhead with a snatch. The last swing is the squat swing. Like I said before, it's probably the most vilified. Everybody thinks that's not a swing. Now, if you're looking at a swing as a posterior type of exercise, the squat swing is not a swing. But the question is it unsafe? And so as we look at the squat style swing, we're dropping down. This puts more emphasis on the front side of us. And somewhere in my reviews of things, dropping the weight like that might put more load onto our lower back. If I find anything, I'm going to put it into my description just to give you more information. But if we look at the exercise as a whole, we're almost doing a squat. Okay? If I want to work with power through there, maybe I want to do a squat with a press. If I want to get away from the swing as an unsafe exercise, and I don't know if it is unsafe. Our joints don't go through abnormal ranges of motion. Our spine can stay neutral. It doesn't get abnormally forced in an unusual way. And we should be able to load it up with a higher weight. Without much problems. So, personally, I don't think there's anything bad about the exercise or any of the exercises. They take us through a regular range of motion. They don't stress and strain our spine abnormally, though some people might find one exercise might put more load onto their spine, and that's where we have to adapt. We might have to choose different exercises. But all in all, they're all all effective exercises for the goals you want to achieve. If you want to achieve working the front side of you, maybe a squat style might have that benefit. Especially if you've got a hamstring issue that's bothering you at the time, and you want to move to the front, but still do a swing style movement. If you want to load the back side of you, we'll do better with a hard style or even a pro style. If you want to do this stuff for an extended period of time, and it's not about speed and quickness and power, then the pro style is going to be more effective for you. I hope this helps. If you have an opinion on this, I'd love to hear from it. I'm not here to argue. I'm willing to learn as long as people are giving me good information and not just saying you're horrible.